TIL of William Burke, a Scottish murderer who would sell corpses for a profit to medical researchers. After he was hanged for his crimes, scientists dissected him, wrote with his blood, and bound a book with his skin. Burke was actually an Irishman born in Tyrone, although he lived and committed his crimes in Scotland. You can see his skeleton on display at the Anatomical Museum in the University of Edinburgh. The pocketbook made from his skin is at the Surgeons' Hall Museum in Edinburgh. That book? The Necronomicon. There's an OK movie with Simon Pegg as Burke and Andy Gollum Circus as Hare. Burke and Hare, https://www.imdb.com/title/tt1320239/. Burke and Hare, Hare sold him out for grave robbing and got away scot-free, haha. Boy, science sure was different back then. He had an accomplice called William Hare. When a lodger in Hare's house died, they sold the body to a surgeon called Robert Knox. They continued to murder everyone who stayed at their home and sell the bodies to Knox. When lodgers discovered the last victim, Margaret Docherty, they alerted the police. A forensic investigation of her body indicated that she was probably suffocated, but this couldn't be proven. Hare was offered immunity from prosecution if he admitted to the murders. He admitted to the 16 murders, and Burke and his wife were charged for 3 of the murders. This is when Burke was hanged. His skeleton was put on display at the Anatomical Museum of Edinburgh Medical School and is still there to this day. Edit, changing hung to hanged. I love the qualification. For a profit. I can just see Burke sitting in his murder shed running a balance sheet. Whetstone, water, rope, soap, labor in getting blood stains out of cloak, carry the one. Okay. I can sell Owen for $2. Dissecting him I get. The other 2 things not so much. Scientist 1: guys, don't you think we're losing the moral high ground by making arts and crafts with a body? Scientist 2: I have tenure. Well, I sure hope he learned his lesson after that. Thanks to him, to Burke someone is now a word in English. https://www. Dictionary.com/browse/Burke. Hare took the stand to give evidence. Under cross-examination about the murder of Docherty, Hare claimed Burke had been the sole murderer. Hare stated that he had assisted Burke in the delivery of the body to Knox. Although he was asked about other murders, he was not obliged to answer the questions, as the charge related only to the death of Docherty. After Hare's questioning, his wife entered the witness box, carrying their baby daughter who was suffering from whooping cough. Margaret used the child's coughing fits as a way to give herself thinking time for some of the questions, and told the court that she had a very poor memory and could not remember many of the events. LOL, these damn sellout. I'm just disappointed the source wasn't Horrible Histories. Checks to see if it's available for interlibrary loan. Now we just check a box at the DMV and willingly give our body away. Fun story. https://youtube.b/GittyJapku. Amazon series Lore did an episode on him. As somebody who grew up in the Edinburgh area, the story is quite common knowledge there. This was common practice before organ donation was legal. It was the only way to do certain studies before there were legal means to use people's bodies after they died. Edit, not the creepy book part. I've never seen a more ghastly act involving the dead. Hold my scalpel. Burke's the butcher, Hare the thief. Knox is the boy that buys the beef. Burke's name became associated with the method of killing someone by suffocation, thereby leaving no marks, as in to Burke someone. Robert Louis Stevenson's The Body Snatcher was based on the crimes. Man, those scientists don't fuck around. You sell us your murder victims' corpses for profit? Well, enjoy having your skin peeled off for book bindings, your blood drained for ink, your innards removed in a dissection, and what's left of you shown in a display cabinet. Occasionally, you hear about how Scottish people handle stuff and wonder if they've figured out something the rest of us haven't. Guy manipulates the medical community into funding murder? Normal person, we should imprison him, feel sad, and do our best to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. Scottish person, after we have him killed, we'll write our research notes in his blood and bind them with his skin as a warning to anyone who thinks about trying that kind of shite again. Terrorist catches fire in a failed attack on an airport. Normal person, we'd better put the fire out, call the police and get all the injured to the hospital. Scottish person, better kick that guy in the balls as hard as I can before the fire kills him as a warning to anyone who thinks about trying that kind of shite again. https://en Wikipedia, org/wiki/Glasgow_airport_attack. Damn. Bringing the phrase to get a taste of your own medicine to a whole new spectrum. The former was also true of Herman Mudgett, aka H.H. Holmes, who constructed a hotel during the 1891 Chicago Fair which included traps and an incinerator to dispose of bodies of victims which he did not sell to medical universities. The nonfiction novel Devil in the White City does a great job telling his disturbing story. Of course he was selling the corpses for a profit. I can't imagine his overhead expenses were very high. And yet when I point out how horrible and violent the old days of the world are, people argue with me. They intentionally gave one another diseases for land. You could die from like every splinter and fungus alive. People were the worst back then. Sounds a little bit like the plot of the fantastic Val Lewton film, The Body Snatcher. Saying he sold them for a profit makes it sound like this dude was scouring Craigslist for cheap corpses to flip. Simon Pegg of Shaun of the Dead did a comedy about this called Burke and Hare. There actually is a rather adorable yet somewhat forgettable romanticization of this story in the form of Burke and Hare. Oddly enough, it has a fantastic cast with Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis playing the two main characters. I have no idea who heard about this story and thought to themselves, these guys need a comedic biopic about grave desecration. https://www.imdb.com/title/tt1320239/ Burke and Hare. Robin Lang. Chorus. Burke and Hare were a terrible pair, their deeds were beyond belief. They worked underground in Edinburgh town, the cruelest kind of thief. 1. For they stole the life from the city's poor, the city's waifs and strays. They got them drunk, laid them on a bunk, and smothered their lives away. 2. Dune Tanaka's close in the old Westport, the Rottens had their lair. And many poor wretch, the pair would fetch, in a box to Surgeons Square. £3.10 each was the deal they'd reached for the contents of every box. And denied folks life to satisfy the knife-o-anatomist Dr. Knox. Chorus. 4. 16 souls departed this life, at the hands of the villainous crew. Sure beats work, said lazy bugger Burke, and Hare took a similar view. 5. But their evil ways and their drunken days, in 9 months were cut short. For they grew too smart, in their devilish art, and they very soon were caught. Chorus. 6. William Hare got a terrible scare, turned supergrass with glee. Snitched on his mate, left him to his fate and he got away scot-free. 7. William Burke dangled and jerked, as the hangman ended his life. As a final twist, the town anatomist, cut him up with his surgeon's knife. Chorus plus. For they stole the life from the city's poor, the city's waifs and strays. They got them drunk, laid them on a bunk, and smothered their lives away. Burke and Hare, quite famous. I've seen said book, it's housed at the Surgeons' Museum in Edinburgh. Alongside a pair of pantaloons an Inuit woman made with her husband's leg skin. Wizards. We call them wizards. That's metal as fuck. HS was bound by a sacred vow. I want this treatment when I die. Make it a sci-fi horror book. A kids' TV show in England has a song about Burke and his friend Hare. https://youtube.b/gykokvr6ilg